TIL. The most dangerous animal in Australia is horses, 7.7 deaths a year, followed by cows, then dogs. In the Lifetime's book on cowboys, they related several tidbits. In movies, the poor cowboy would get drunk and gamble at the end of the cattle drive, hoping to double his meager pay. He would get into a drunken argument and get shot. The truth is, cowboys rarely got shot. The second most common cause of cowboy death is falling off a horse and getting dragged to death. And the number one cause was venereal disease, from the soiled doves of the prairie. Never saw a cowboy movie where someone died of VD, I'm looking at you, John Wayne. While true, Australia's reputation for dangerous creatures means that we are extremely conscious of them. We can identify them, know where they habit and deal with the threats well. It's the vigilance towards the dangerous ones that makes it so that horses become the real danger. Imagine if we decided to just go ahead and fuck with saltwater crocodiles? We'll largely avoid going anywhere the hell near them. There's a reason 80% of the population is on the east coast between Brisbane and Melbourne. The reason dogs rank so low in Australia is because they banned all breeds of pit bulls. If pit bulls were illegal and they had the same fatality rate per capita, then dogs would be the one animal. Edit, mind you, 100 of all dog-related fatalities are still from pit bull attacks in Australia. They just have a lot fewer of them because pit bulls are illegal. If people actually followed the law, then the number would literally be zero. When the populations of different animals vary wildly and the amount of time humans are exposed to them varies even more, so I'd say determining danger solely by number of deaths is extremely suspect. These animals aren't the most dangerous, simply the most dangerous of the subset of animals lots of people have regular exposure and interactions with. Kind of like how vending machines kill more people than sharks. That's it, I'm starting a horse prison, where they eat damp dusty hay, sleep on dirty straw, and mark the walls with their teeth out of boredom. Oh wait, that's just most stables, no wonder horses are going on killing rampages. That's it, I'm starting a psychiatric horse hospital. Anyone know a good supplier of horse straitjackets? I've got the horse tranquilizers covered. The tired old meme of everything in Australia wants to kill you really ought to be retired. This is one of the safest and most beautiful countries in the world, and most Aussies love showing off its beauty. Still, the numbers of people I've heard say things like I really want to visit, but the spiders terrify me is honestly pretty depressing. It really is crazy how we as a species collectively fear these animals so much that are only responsible for less than 7 deaths per year across a nation of 23 million. That being said, it's probably a healthy fear, cause poisonous snakes and shit would kill a lot more people if we didn't know to fear them to an extent. I feel that you should really factor in encounter rate when saying something is the most dangerous. If one animal causes deaths in 0.1 of interactions with it and another causes deaths 30 of the time, which is more deadly? I'd definitely say the latter, even if encounters are significantly rarer. I knew someone out in USA who went to Australia for studies. He and friends from there went camping in the outback one night, and as they were sitting around the fire they noticed glinting eyes all around them, right behind them, circling them. It was a herd of wild horses. They left immediately. Cows are fucking tanks. My great uncles owned a dairy farm, and I learned early on that even though cows are generally docile, they are still creatures that you don't want to piss off. Nothing like a 50-ton or so they seem to a child mama cow giving you the death glare to bring you to Jesus, smiley face. Is that right? The US average is 710 horse-related fatalities a year. And I get the US much larger, but that's a huge difference. Text about 201 20 out 20 of 20 every, related 20 deaths 20 occur 20 each 20 year. I'll never forget when the UK's head drug policy advisor got fired for correctly pointing out that horseback riding is a lot more dangerous than taking ecstasy, but one is a cherished part of national heritage and the other is a serious crime. Horses can be extremely dangerous. Ever since I was little my dad emphasized over and over to never stand behind the horse. I worked with a crazy lady that had apparently never been right since she got kicked in the head by a horse, smiley face. This is a similar statistic to the one for the deadliest animal in my state of Florida. Most people assume it's alligators or sharks or even panthers, because those animals are killed, right? Deer, by a landslide. More kills doesn't mean more dangerous. Example. A kills you 50 times. B kills you 10 times. People do A 1 time year. People do B 100 times day. People would die more by B, but obviously A is more dangerous. Is that because we encounter them more often or because we are newer them? I can't imagine little kids walking freely next to a snake, so deaths by snakes would seem really low. PFFT This study was obviously commissioned by Big Snake and Big Spider in collusion with the tourism industry. ETA didn't think I'd need a S tag, but obviously I do. Work with horses occasionally. I hate them. They scare me. I've heard of them biting titties off. My coworker dumbass got kicked in the face by one too. Fuck that. Many people wonder who the poor person who died 0.7 times, but the reality is that they sometimes get a critical hit and kill a person for 1.7 times their health. There are 30-50 deaths by dogs a year in the US alone and over 4 million cases of people being bit. 30-50 is far greater than 7.7. Dogs are incredibly dangerous. Absolutely right, more on it. Deadly and dangerous are not the same thing. This is probably something worth understanding to avoid yourself making dangerous or deadly mistakes. It's actually drop bears, but there's no statistic because it's too dangerous to study, so they tend to leave them off lists like these. Horses are dangerous, okay, but why are horses being followed by cows and dogs more dangerous? All three gang up on the target. Meanwhile in Yellowstone the bison are making their mark because stupid Americans don't know not to fuck with the wildlife. Horses may be stupid, but humans around horses are even stupider. No backsies if the horse kicks your brains out your ear. Cows, man. This is why I want to be vegan. I eat them. They would eat you if they got the chance. Don't turn your back. Anti-pit bull crusaders here to argue that actually it's 1 million children picked out of a pit bull's teeth annually. If I lived there, I'd be adding 1 to spiders, as merely seeing one of those gigantic ones works frighten me to death. PFFT. The real number is unknown because those freaking animals eat people whole and the bodies are never found. I believe it. I ride a 1,400 pounds 635 kilograms monster of a mare with a mean streak. She could crush me in an instant. Kangaroos don't cause fatal car crashes in Australia like deer do in North America? That's surprising to me, but sharks, snakes, spiders, kangaroos, and the elusive, yet notoriously lethal, drop bear. This is exactly why we must abolish all of dogs, cows, horses and especially chinchillas. That doesn't mean our other animals aren't dangerous, it means we're smart enough to stay away from them. I would have guessed humans is the most dangerous animal. 50 stupidity, 49 accidents, 1 intentional. It's like saying the kitchen is the most dangerous place on earth, because most accidents happen there. The most dangerous, non-human creature in the world is always the mosquito. It is not even close. The most deadly native animal is the kangaroo, which was mostly motor vehicle related accidents. I believe it. I've met a horse or two. Kinda surprised it wasn't the kangaroos or something, though. They usually get away with it too because horseshoes make it so they don't leave any prints. Gates, that's more than vending machines. They only kill an average of 2 people per year. But I thought we're supposed to be scared of all the snakes and man-sized spiders, etc. Smiley face. No, not horses, idiots who try and ride horses who really have no business doing that. Animals that interact the most with humans are going to be near the top of the list. Hopefully people realize the whole dangerous Australian animals thing is a dumb meme. We need to ban dangerous breed horses. Edit. This is not an argument for pit bulls. Fun fact: Australia has no dangerous scorpions, and a single dangerous spider. Still no mention of drop bears. They are still covering it up because tourists. A drop bear is holding the writer's family hostage and coerced. This article. Not even ranked in the top 3, and yet they still can't win against emus. But it's that one really horrible one you don't want to experience. So where are snakes, spiders, drop bears and all the rest of them? Is it safer to ride a box jellyfish after school or a brown snake? I have been kicked by a horse. It hurt like hell. Do not recommend. Is that why cows always have that your next kind of face? Horses don't kill people, people falling off horses kill people. I always say I don't fuck with horses. Get me away from horses. These figures do not include drop bear related deaths, of course. Okay, but how many deaths per horse per snake or whatever? When they say everything Australia is deadly, they mean it. Are they native to Australia? I know they're not to the US. That's only because a drop bear doesn't leave a body behind. And yet the humans saw fit to start a war with the emus. Humans are animals, too. So the crown belongs to humans. Pit bulls are banned in Australia. There's your answer. If horses and kangaroos team up, Australia is screwed. Are there horses that are venomous like everything else?